Toxicology is the study of adverse effects of toxins on the body of animals. Toxicology is defined as the study of adverse effects of toxins, that is poisons, on the body of animals, including human beings. It contributes to study of biology, chemistry, pharmacy, and medicine. It is a multidisciplinary branch. It is related to biology, study of biology, study of chemistry, study of pharmacy, and forensic medicine, for example. It mainly includes toxicants. Toxicants are the toxins or they are called as poisons. Toxins are poisons. These toxins are poisons. They are mainly pollutants. They are mainly pollutants. Toxins or poisons, these are the pollutants. And they act in different types. For example, physical toxins, poisons, chemical toxins, and biological toxins. Biological toxins. The example of physical agent or toxin is radiation or radioactive substances. Radiations are radioactive substances. It is an example of physical agent. Chemical agent, that includes variety of poisonous chemicals. They may be biocides, that is insecticides or pesticides, for example. Or for example, cyanides, chlorine gas. Cyanides, chlorine gas, for example. These are the examples of chemical agents, chemical type of toxicity. And for example, biological toxicants. These are the, for example, snake venom, Snake venom. These are the different examples of toxins. Snake venom, cyanides, chlorine gas, radioactive substances. They show various adverse effects on the body of organisms, on the body of human beings, animals, and plants. Then next one is a toxicity. Toxicity. The development of toxicology, that is its developmental history, is before from 1500 BC. The cave dwellers used that is ancestors of human beings living in caves. They are called as cave dwellers. They used some plant origin and animal origin poisons. Plant origin and animal origin poisons for hunting purpose. For example, poisonous plants. Poisonous plants, hemlock. It is generally found in United States. The flowers of plants are white in color and it grows about 10 feet or 9 feet. It grows about 9 feet. Their flowers are white in color and appears like onion buds. They appears like a onion bud. It is a deadly poisonous plant. Hemlock. It is a deadly poisonous plant. Similarly, animals are poisonous. For example, spider, snakes, scorpion. These are poisonous animals. And poison such plant material, hemlock or opium. Opium is another example of deadly poisonous plant. From this plant, morphine and heroin is extracted. And such extract of plant poisons, cave dwellers used such poison for hunting purpose, hunting of animals, wild animals, hunting of wild animals. Toxicity is a degree to which a poison or toxin, or mixture of poisons that cause damage to organism. It is called as toxicity. Toxicity is a degree to which a poisonous chemical or mixture of chemical or substance that cause damage to organism. This toxicity is of three different types. It is of three different types. acute, subchronic and chronic. These are the three different types of toxicity. These are three different types of toxicity. Acute toxicity is a single dose or a series of doses that immediately shows its effect, that shows immediate effect. They are responsible for causing, for example, death of animals, human being or any other animal. The poison enters in the body of animal in three different routes. That is called as intake or ingestion through the mouth, poison enters in the body of animal, including human being, in three different ways. For example, it is ingested through a mouth. That entry of poison in the body of animal is called as intake of poison or ingestion of poison. Some poisons are absorbed by skin. Some poisons are absorbed by skin. When any organ of animal comes in contact with a poison, skin absorbs some poisons. And third one, inhalation. Inhalation, entry of poison through, for example, a respiratory system. Through a respiratory system, that is called as inhalation. These are the three routes of entry of poison in the body of animal: through the mouth, skin, and through the respiratory tract. Acute toxicity is a immediate effect of a poison. Immediate effect of a poison, any poison. It may be heavy metal, it may be poisonous chemical. For example, cyanide, methyl isocyanate, for example. Methyl isocyanate, MIC, a gas which is poisonous, methyl isocyanate. It shows immediate effects when it enters in the body of organism, and that results in death of animal within 24 hours. It results in death of animal in 24 hours. That is within a very short period. Within a very short period, death occurs when there is a entry of poison in the body of organism. The effect starts very immediately. That is, for example, in few seconds, minutes, hours, and day. That is 24 hours. It shows immediate effect that result into death of animal, including human being. And that type of toxicity is called as acute toxicity, immediate effect of poison causing death. For example, a chemical methyl isocyanate, or for example carbon monoxide. Carbon monoxide, inhalation of carbon monoxide. Inhalation of carbon monoxide, it is released in the environment by industrial activity. For example, from cigarette smoke, carbon monoxide is released in atmosphere by cigarette smoking, for example. And when the amount is more, amount of that gas is more, carbon monoxide. For example, about, in case of human being, 500 ppm parts per million. That causes coma in human being. Patient undergoes a coma. And when the amount is 1000 ppm, 1000 ppm, that results into death of animal, that is man. That results in death of man within a 24 hour. These are the examples of acute toxicity, that is immediate effect within a 24 hours, which result in death of human being. Second one is called as subchronic toxicity. Its effect is shown, symptoms are shown after a longer period. For example, that takes several weeks. Or months, several months. To show their effect, several weeks, several months. It is also based on a dose of poison. Based on a dose of poison. Effect is also based on dose-response relationship. Dose-response relationship. Dose is a amount of poison. Dose is a amount of poison. When drinking of excess water, drinking of large amount of water, it is also poison, for example. Or eating a large amount of salt, it also results in death of human being. Eating large amount of salt or drinking large volume or amount of water, that is also poison. and it is measured, for example, milligrams per kg body weight, per kg body weight. Amount of poison, for example, mg milligram per kg body weight of animal. This amount of poison is called as a dose. It is called as dose. And effect also based or depend upon such a dose of poison. That is a amount which is taken or enters in the body of animal through oral, that is mouth, or by injection, by a route called as injection. When amount of poison is more, that is dose is higher, dose of poison is higher, that shows a quick or immediate effect. That shows a quick or immediate effect on the body of animal. But when amount of poison is very less, amount of poison is very less. For example, poison injected during a snake bite, poisonous snake bite. Amount of snake venom is injected in the body of human being is very less, is very less. It does not show harmful effect immediately. It does not show harmful effect immediately. But when the amount, that is dose of that poison injected by snake bite from poisonous snake, that result into immediate death, that is acute toxicity. That is a acute toxicity. But amount is very less. It shows adverse effects or symptoms of poison after several weeks or after several months. That is, effects are shown not immediately. They are shown after several weeks or several months. Such type is called as subchronic toxicity. Subchronic toxicity. It is called as subchronic toxicity. Or for example, heavy metals. In case of industry workers, heavy metals in case of industry workers. The example of heavy metal, that is lead. When the body of human being is constantly exposed to such heavy metal, after several weeks or several months, that result in causing anemia. That results in causing anemia, reduction in blood. Oxygen, hemoglobin percent is less. That leads, or it shows mercury, for example. That shows damage to kidney. That shows damage to kidney. Or for another example, in coal mining workers, in case of coal mining workers, lung fibrosis occurs. Fibrosis occurs. Lung fibrosis, it is a disorder of lung, respiratory tract. That is called as black lung disease. Black lung disease. These are some examples of subchronic toxicity. And third one is a chronic toxicity. Third one is a chronic toxicity. It shows its effect. Poison shows its effects after a longer period. For example, after several years. After several years. That is long period. For example, after 10 years, 15 years, and so on. Or 5 years, for example. They does not show immediate effect. And the examples of such toxins. For example, ethanol. That is alcohol. Consumption of alcohol for several years. Consumption of alcohol for several years. It shows its adverse effects on the body of human being after such a longer period. Consumption of alcohol that causes liver damage or jaundice. For example, that causes liver disorder called as cirrhosis, liver cirrhosis. That results into liver cirrhosis. In such cases, liver of patient becomes hard, fatty. Liver becomes fatty. That is called as fatty liver, and it is called as generally cirrhosis. And finally, death occurs. It is one of the example of chronic toxicity. Effect is not shown in a short period, but its effect is shown after a longer period of time. There are several examples. Or for example, cigarette smoking. That results into a cancer of lung. Cancer of a lung. This toxicology shows, that is toxic substance. Toxic substance shows effects on a particular organ, a specific organ, single organ of the body, or a systemic effect on different organs of the body. It shows its effect. Poison shows its effects on a particular or specific organ of the body, or it shows systemic effect, damage to various organs. For example, when that causes damage to cell, it is called as cytotoxicology. When it causes damage to liver, it is called as hepatotoxicology. cardiovascular toxicology, nephrotoxicology, immunotoxicology. There are different types of toxicology based on a organ, particular organ or specific organ which is damaged. It is about a introduction of toxicology, toxicants and toxicity. Thank you.